So what I'm wanting is a living funeral, okay? I want to have a living funeral, the whole shebang, as if it were a real funeral service.
Okay.
I want to actually have the casket experience, and the full experience. And then I also want to pre-plan with you to decide and determine within a day or a couple of days whether I would be cremated here. If you have a cemetery, I want to know which is the better option, you know.
Sure.
If I'm going to be laid in the ground, is there a plot? How long does that hold the body? Or so I have my hat on because I was almost late to planning my own funeral.
And then who's gonna talk to me while I'm dead? Who's gonna come visit me? Who's gonna feed me? I can't eat. I won't be able to eat. How am I gonna stay dead if I can't eat?
But I'm at this beautiful funeral home, and I am going over the planning for my funeral, which is a little bit interesting because I am anticipating having a living funeral, which is unlike, you know, anything we've experienced here in America because I'm still going to be alive.
Are you looking at above ground or below ground burial? What would you like to get information on for that?
Let's see about both.
Okay, so mausoleum is basically what we have left are tandems, and they are double units designed for either two caskets or a casket and an urn. So it would be a space for you and your husband. They're pretty good value. They're typically around 10 to 12,000 per. But our entire facility is perpetual care. So part of the money you pay for property goes into a trust with the state, and it is you know, regulated by the state to maintain the grounds long term after we're full. So someone will always come out to maintain the facility, take care of the grounds itself.
So I have this idea, this concept. What if, when I die, I'm not buried or cremated? What if I were stuffed like an animal, and there's this, what are those things they put in your belly that help you speak, that like mimic people's voices? I put that in my belly button. And then, you know, I'm dead, but like I'm here. And if you really miss me, you know, you can just press a button and eyes pop open and I say whatever words and then go back to my resting face. If I were to move, right? Let's say I move back to Hawaii, right?
Okay.
And I transition there. But I've already done everything here. Is it okay to have my body flown out here?
Yeah, we have a standalone product that would, you know, relocate you if you passed away from home at no cost to your family, but you could also transfer anything you do here at no cost. So let's say you ended up in whatever state, Indiana, California, whatever, you can move your property or funeral arrangements to another state. And you have to move at least 75 miles or more to qualify. So those are the two caveats. So yeah, you could absolutely do that.
You know, some people said that when you start doing your own funeral and planning your own funeral, it is vain and you are conceited and highly into yourself. But I just say that, honestly, anytime a person feels enough of themselves to say a thing to someone about a thing, whether that looks nice or, you know, any of that, we're a little bit vain, aren't we? We're a little bit conceited, or whatever the word you want to say, to think that that you're so important and impactful in someone else's life, that you're have a nice day, or how are you doing, or that looks nice on you, or your comment or even your critiques even matter. To think that you believe that you are so important that you should even open your mouth to anyone when you leave your home, or even while you're in your home for some of you. I just think that we are all doing the best that we can. We're all human beings. We're all individuals. And while one person's pointing a finger, it's 5 more, 4 more, whatever. If you don't have any, it's a whole nub pointing back at you. So we should just learn to appreciate what we have, the people that we have in our life, and be thankful for the ones that we don't have to deal with.
So if you're looking at cemetery, these are your big 4. You've got your marker or memorial marker or headstone, your property right, your opening and closing of the grave, and then we do require vaults for all ground burials. So if you're going in the mausoleum crypt, you do not need this item.
I want to experience the casket. I want to experience the hearse. I want to experience the pallbearers, everything. I would like to embrace my death while I'm still alive, and I have the opportunity to mourn my death while I'm still alive. I always had this saying that death and funerals are for people who are living.
Yeah, because that's basically a full service funeral, and then you're cremated afterwards.
Okay.
So the person's body's there during the service, and then you're cremated afterwards to either be placed or scattered.
Okay, what I'm asking is if I take care of this ahead of time, right? While I'm living, could I go ahead and have a
Yeah,
funeral?
you absolutely can.
Okay.
You can do the service while you're still living.
So this is for me to accept death, to embrace the deadliness of myself while I'm still alive.
There's so many emotions that I have right now, and I'm suffering. You hear me? I'm suffering. I'm suffering. And then what if I'm laying in the casket and I can't hold my flatulence?
Okay, and that sounds good. Now, we'd have to go over the details, such as I wouldn't need an actual casket to have and hold. I would just need to have it for a moment.
They don't even have a spot nearest the road. Like, I'm gonna die and be dead, and the spot is not on the road. And then, what if I'm dead, I'm buried in the ground, and I did have a spot next to the road, and somebody crashes?
Well, which one would you want to get into?
Maybe it wouldn't matter. I don't care about how it looks. I just want to see about the comfortability.
And I think in a world where we are experiencing 1 in 3 persons having some sort of mental health crisis here in America, this is a perfect opportunity to hit the nail right on the head and address it head on, right? Big girl panties on, we're addressing this. It's death.
I apologize.
No worries. I'm supposing you have someone who can facilitate the actual service.
Yeah, that's our funeral director. They have to by law. They have to be
Okay.
involved with that process. So they're going to be the ones that.
Cool beans.
What if I'm coming to the funeral home in a hearse, and what if they drop me in the hearse? What if they drop me? I'm going to be alive, which means if they drop me, I'm going to die.
I would assume that sash thing is going to be stretched out evenly though, so it's just, you know.
How would that feel with this down here? Is there room to move?
What if my funeral is the last chance I will have at being alive?
Well, the bottom piece, they're 2 separate parts, can be down so your upper body's exposed so you can breathe and not have to have that closed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
I
this.
want a funeral. I want a burial. I like this. And I can fit.
Of course.
I can fit, yeah.
Yeah.
I can fit in here.
What if I don't wake up the day of my funeral? On the day of my funeral, what if I die? That's just all I could think about. And that's the only scary part. That's the only scary thing. That's the only thing I fear. I fear dying on my funeral day. And nobody wants to die on their funeral day. I tell you that much.
I'm excited because this is going to be the grandest funeral ever. Like Douglas County has not seen a funeral like mine, yo. Douglasville has nothing on my funeral. Ain't nobody ever did it like this. We doing it.
Some people don't say too often, you know that, right?
What?
People got nothing on my funeral.
It's a first for me for a lot of things, you know.
Let's do it.
First black woman to run for